What is happening, everyone? You are back once again on the Listen Man podcast here, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm your host, Anthony Spini. So grateful to be with you guys here once again, guys. Episode 17. And if you've listened to any of my podcast episodes, I say any and not all because I think the only person who's listened to all of them is my mom. And I want to give her a shout out for always supporting me through any venture I've ever had in life, including this one. But if you've listened to any, if you have listened to all and you're not my mom, thank you as well. But guys, always grateful for anyone who is giving me an opportunity to share with them some of what I've learned and hopefully reach out to them and reach out to others who are in need and in wanting to work on themselves to build more of what they know they're capable of building in their lives and becoming the best versions of themselves day by day, because it does take consistent work over time. Fake it till you make it, ? Is it okay to not be okay? ? Guys, being a podcaster was not something that I ever thought I would be. If you know anything about me, I'm more on the quiet side, actually. I do like to talk, but it's really in getting others to talk. It's getting others to communicate, to open up, to learn. I picked the name Listen Man, yes, with the help of one of my friends, but the name really had multiple meanings. One of them being that I like to listen. It's my best skill. And one of the things that I think we don't do enough for one another is listen and be present, right? You can hear somebody, but are you actually listening? That is an active verb. That is something that we do with presence, and others can feel that. So do we listen to them truly? One of the things that I had to work on and had to get over, and I'm still always working through as I record, is, am I being my authentic self? Am I putting on a front? Am I performing a role? Or am I really being me? Am I being Anthony, the person that I know myself to be, the person that I know will connect with people on a one-on-one level and hopefully on a bigger audience level as things continue to grow? What am I shooting for? What am I working through? What is my purpose as I continue to connect, continue to speak and share some of what I feel is important information and important thoughts and ideas with other people? What version of me is showing up? Am I faking it till I make it? And I know no matter what job you've done, no matter what role you've lived in life, you've definitely asked yourself this question: should I fake it till I make it? Should I be myself? Is it okay for a period of time to give the world, to give my boss, coworkers, peers, a version of me that I don't normally pull out, but I will because I want to impress them? Is that okay? And also, is it okay to not be okay? Are there times where we shouldn't fake until we make? We shouldn't hold back what we truly are, especially when it's maybe not the most beautiful parts of ourselves, when it's not the parts that we always like to show and that we say are Facebook or Instagrammable moments of our lives. And so as I've worked through this, I always go back to asking myself the question, is it the mask or the actor? Is it the version of me that is truly me? Or is it the part of me that I want the world to see because I think that will gain traction, attention, and ultimately validation? What is the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing? And it comes to being a role versus being you. Which version of yourself are you being? The version of yourself which is authentic, which is natural, which lets things flow through them, or the form of you which is faking it, which is being a role, which is being a part of yourself that you don't normally always show but you feel like this circumstance calls for. And anyone that's followed Carl Jung knows about the shadow. And one of the most important parts of learning about the shadow is that the reason that we do it, which is we have what's called our rejection side, our shadow, which is really the things that we don't wish to share with the world and that ultimately we want to hide from ourselves. We know are in us, but we want to diminish them because they don't appear to be good qualities or qualities that others would see. We do this to gain validation. We do this to gain worth. And we do this to ultimately validate ourselves through versions of us which we think are acceptable, whether that's what we learned from our parents or we learned through past relationships, through our peers, or whatever the circumstance is. And things that we've taken from our shadow are things that we realize we really need to work on. Things that we take away from those situations are these parts of me I wish I could just get rid of. I wish I would just not have at all. And why do I have to carry this around? These are moments, these are times when we look at ourselves in the mirror and we really criticize ourselves because why do I have to have this part of me be so bad that I have to hide it from somebody? Why do I have this part in me to begin with? Because we think that we owe it to the world and we owe it to ourselves to be perfect all the time. We think that we have to continually hide the parts of us which are not good or not perfect, or parts of us that we think others won't accept. But we really guilt and blame ourselves and have a lot of shame from the parts of ourselves that we think are just unexplainable and unacceptable. And so we really take on the role of being an actor in the world. We don't truly show who we are in those times where we're maybe not our best self, or maybe we could be a more reasonable version of that or deal with it in a healthy way. But yet we take the opportunity to once again hide that part of us because no one can ever see that side of us. And we all do it. And I've done it. And as we grow, we learn that what we resist persists. Things that happen and grow in us often are the things that we don't want to grow. And we're so hateful and so critical of our inner self when we don't have the skills and we don't know what to do with these parts of us. I've been so hard on myself, and anyone that's known me and it's known how hard I've had to work on my inner self and my inner critic understands that the parts of me that I've had to work on the most are the things that are actually some of my biggest strengths. Caring for other people, putting others first is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But when it comes to the expense of denying yourself, your authentic self, happiness and care and love and consumption, because we all need to fill our own cup, when we deny ourselves those things, we're unable to give to anybody else. We're unable to look at ourselves in the mirror and recognize who we are. We see the mask. We see the actor. We don't see who's behind the mask, which is us. And that goes for both the good, the acceptable, and the bad or more dark parts of ourselves. And as we grow, we learn to accept more and more about who we are. Part of growth, at least as I've gone through my 20s into my 30s, is less about learning and adding as it is getting rid of, letting go, detaching. There's so many parts of us that we think are unnecessary or despicable that once we actually learn what those things are and why they're there, are some of the biggest strengths that we take as we learn to accept these parts of ourselves. One of the things for myself was my anxiety and my mental health. I was so afraid to tell anyone or show anyone my anxious side or some of my depression side, where I felt so low and hateful towards myself, quiet. I didn't want to tell anybody about it. I just wanted to go about my day smiling and denying that part that was really like a candle that just had no more gas, no more flame to it. I was totally burnt out. Take on working as a nurse and add on being a life coach, and you have a disaster. You have a situation where you are completely unable to take care of anybody else because you have completely malnourished yourself. You've given yourself zero attention, love, and you haven't ever thought about, what if I took care of myself first? What if I fed me before I went out and helped other people? And once you start learning that you need to do that for yourself, that you need to care for you first, and that that is not a selfish thing, that that is a necessity, you start truly loving and caring for others because you realize that they were there for your validation. You were taking care of them because you needed them to feel good about yourself. Once you do that for you, you start looking at others less as an object, less as validation, and contractual as people, because no longer do you need them to gain your own sense of worth and validation, because you know that I am good, period. There's no because I am good. There are many reasons why you're good. There's many skills and many adaptations and habits and beautiful things about you, but it is not why you're good. You are good alone. One of the things that I've taken into practice, especially as an adult, is some of my learned studies around religion and spirituality. And one of the things that, as being a Catholic, you were taught pre Vatican II was, I am good, therefore God loves me. It was more of a necessity to perform, to be perfect. And if you didn't, if you sinned, then you were not loved. You were not treated with the same admiration by God and oftentimes your peers, your parents. And the change post Vatican II was, God loves me, therefore I am good. And no matter what religion you practice, or if you're spiritual and not necessarily religious, you understand that you are loved. You are life seeking itself. You are reproduced from life itself. There is beauty in you. There is perfection in your imperfection. You are the way that you are. You do not need to fake anything until you make it. Not being okay sometimes translates into, am I okay? Do I need to do something to be okay? Am I enough as myself? And sometimes we get the question wrong, where we don't realize that what we're really trying to do is prove that we are good enough. Our behaviors, our habits, our thoughts about ourselves is really about proving our worth. And often, as we fake it, as we try to make it, what we're really doing is hiding the fact that we don't think that we on our own are good enough, myself included. I've been there, done that. And there's still moments where I continue to do those things. And somewhat that's okay. Guys, there's times in life where we do need to play the game. We do need to perform for our jobs, for our peers, as we look to gain trust. We show others that you can play kindly, you can be nice, you can be a team player. You can give up part of your beliefs in what you think you want to do or what's right in order to build trust with somebody else. Sometimes I have coined this actually. It's sunglasses syndrome. Here in Southern California, we have a lot of sunshine, and there are so many times where you just walk down the street and you have your sunglasses on and you're not even looking to what's around you. You're just taking in because there's so much sunshine and so much going on and activity, and it's great. And the other day, I was walking down the street. There was a market going on, and I just took my sunglasses down, and I was totally missing what was going on around me. There was just a beautiful skyline. There were some palm trees there, and I could feel the breeze from the ocean. And I was like, wow, I had my sunglasses on, and I totally was just missing this. I was actually just on autopilot and not even paying attention to anything that was going on around me. There's so much beauty and so much goodness that I was missing because I had my sunglasses on. And I say that because there are times in life where we have that same thing happen, where sunglasses are our filter. They are what we see the world through. That's the lens that we see life in. And that comes in the form of labels. That comes in the form of filters that we view people in, whether that's a political one or a religious one or racial or their job or their gender. And we fail to miss the human being. We fail to miss life going on around us. We don't look at that person, at that beautiful day, and see it for what it is. We see it through our lens. And we miss so much goodness in life and so much of life's beauty by putting it through that lens and labeling things as good or bad and not just what it is. Can a tree be good? Can it be bad? I don't think it can be bad, but maybe just viewing it as something beautiful, as creation, as life is a good place to start. And taking that into people and not judging others and looking at them as they are, not based off of what you have as a preconceived notion or what you've heard or through your sunglasses. Maybe just seeing them, for that specific person, and seeing where it goes and seeing what that does for you. As a life coach, I never want to give anyone answers. I never want to tell a client how to think, and I won't hear either. But realizing what we do and who we are, should you fake it till you make it? Is it okay to not be okay? And is it okay to be yourself? Are you good enough? I'll let you answer that for yourself. And I'll ask again, is it really about what you're trying to be and what you're trying to do? Or is it about who you are? Because who you are is enough, period. Not because what you do is not who you are. Faking it for a time is understandable because there are times where we're trying to change, we're trying to grow, and it feels fake. It feels inauthentic because we have realized a version of ourselves throughout time. Even me, even learning a new skill and being 17 episodes in, there's a part of me that feels authentic as I'm doing the same thing. But a part of me wants to do more, wants to change, wants to grow. That part of me feels inauthentic because it's new. So giving yourself love, giving yourself grace as you go through changes, especially when you have the aim of going higher in life and your purpose, your vocation, that calling is asking you to do more and be better because you're capable of more. That may feel inauthentic. That may feel like you're faking it, but it's really a part of you that's calling you to do more, to grow. And it is okay to not be okay. That I think you guys know my answer to if you know me and if you listen to any of my content. But how do you deal with those periods of time? How do you take life challenges and grow through them? Do you take them and use that as a period of time that's just an excuse and you have a freebie to act out, to yell, and come back and say, well, I was just having a bad day. I just wasn't okay that day. Or do you go a step further, challenge yourself to communicate clearly, to be honest with others and with yourself when you're not feeling your best or where you feel that you know the road in front of you? Because sometimes it doesn't mean that you're necessarily going through something. Maybe it's not anxious, depression. Maybe it's just something different that you're trying to navigate and understand where you need to show up and how you need to show up and how that works for you, both in a responsibility role, particularly when it's a job, versus is this just me? Is this something I can authentically get behind? Is this a version of me that I can grow into and mold? Or is this not what I need to be doing? And only we can answer those questions. But I challenge you, if it is that, to give yourself grace, to give yourself love, to be compassionate, and don't fake it till you make it, but rather learn another way to make it where it's not fake, it's growth. It may be struggle, it may be difficult, but it's not fake. It's authentic, it's you, but it's a newer version that you're showing the world. Guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope that this resonated with you. And remember, what you say matters. Mean what you say what you mean, but always listen, man. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.